Hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper from Chatham, Ontario, Canada, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. How are you? Here it is a beautiful sunny day with just a little bit of wind. I really don't know what temperature it is, but it's pleasantly warm. It's not too hot, so I'm happy. I even mowed the grass today, so you will see a little bit of gardening hands, okay? So don't be alarmed. Today, we're going to use Misty Moonlight. We are going to use a Walk in the Woods, and I found my old bottle of glycerin. It even has a crack in the lid. This bottle has been with me for a good long while. So if you invest in a bottle, you can not only do this cool trick with card making, hello Sarah, but you can also make your own bubbles. So bubbles and some dish soap will make some beautiful bubbles for the grandkids or for yourself. I love blowing bubbles. Anyway, before we get started, I just thought it would be fun to use this Walk in the Woods a little bit more, and I was happy to show you the glycerin trick. So what we're going to do is I have a piece of shimmery white cardstock, and we're going to get the cute little hedgehog on board, and this little archival black that was in the latest paper pumpkin. If you want a box of Sunshine Paper Pumpkin, then you will want to get that from me ASAP because I'm hopefully flying out on Wednesday. So, hello Sylvia, nice to see you. Hi Stacy, thank you. If you ink anything up with this ink, you are going to want to remove it with a Stays-On cleaner, okay? So let's get started. I found out that to ship a paper pumpkin to the States was only $12.50 Canadian, so that's not too bad. So if you missed out, let me know and I will try to help you. So I'm going to stamp the hedgehog a little bit to the right in archival black. And then I'm going to grab the mask, hi Louise, that I saved from last time. I always keep my mask in this stamp set so I don't have to make another one, because they are a little bit tedious to make. Oops, you don't want your mask sticking up above your image, otherwise you get a white line around your image. So you'd rather have it down a little bit than up a little bit. So now we're going to take the mushrooms and ink it up. I wish there was a grass stamp with this too, just grass. That would be great, you know. But I love the lines of these stamps. It makes me look like I drew it myself. I blogged about this today. I love stamps that make me feel artistic. I'm going to go a little bit lower with this one. There we go. See, and now when we take the mask off, the hedgehog is just sitting in between the mushrooms. So that's really cool. Now, before I do any more stamping, I could mask off the mushrooms too, but I'm not going to do that. I wanted to see what they looked like with blends. So I have a Cherry Cobbler Dark, and I'm going to do this one in Cherry Cobbler Dark. I think they might pop a little bit more than, this is real red light. This is not good. I need the Cherry Cobbler light. Okay, it's really easy to get your blends mixed up. So just give me a second. I'll be right back. Especially the reds. Here we go. So you can print off labels for them, which is really handy to do, but that is not my strong suit. So I have someone on my team, Allison, if you could print off more labels, I'll trade you for something. It's always a good idea to barter. You know, you use someone else's skills, and then you use yours, and you trade. Now, someone told me that they wouldn't be able to use blends because they had a tremor. And I'm going to tell you that the blends are perfect for you if you have a tremor. They're very forgiving. You can mess up, and they blend beautifully. I would probably say it's the best thing if you have any kind of issue with coordination and mobility. Our very own Dale Hampshire, this head of Stampin' Up! Canada, he has issues. So he's a great one to talk about what would work well. And I think he loves the blends. So you can just see how you just go over top of your dark and then it slowly blends in. The trick is to not press hard. So now we've got a dark one, we've got a Poppy Parade one, and we'll do a pumpkin pie one. This one looks a little muddy. I don't know why. I don't like using this fine tip on this one. Oh, you know what? This is an old blend. This one's had a lot of miles. I have to not be Dutch about it, and when my blends are not perfect anymore, see, this is also a terrible blend. Oh, these have to go. I have to get rid of them. But sometimes I think, see, look at this one's totally dry. Like this one is done. Okay, so we're just going to finish it with the dark. I have to throw them out. I can't say, oh, I'll resurrect it, because that's nonsense. And I'm just going to leave that light piece right there. I didn't even get gray. I didn't even think about stamping any of that. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I have soft suede though. We'll use soft suede, maybe. Or ivory. How about ivory? Yeah. I really wasn't too keen. I didn't really want to showcase the set so much as showing you how the glycerin technique worked. But then I wanted to show you more stuff. I'm like a little kid in a candy store, and I just want to share with you. And I apologize that I am not looking at the screen because I'm coloring. Whenever I color, I don't look at the screen. That's just the way of it. This might be a good way to show you a different thing that I did before I go any further. Here, I stamped the hedgehog first as well, and I colored them with blends. And then I embossed the mushrooms in white and color washed with ink and an aqua painter. So I'll show you a little bit of that. So I took my block, and actually I'm going to just take the hedgehog off of this for a minute, and that way I can get a little bit more ink on my block. So, and then you can compare what looks better. Yep, I do have my aqua painter there. So just make a little puddle. And, you know, I do like the look of the watercolor with these lines, I have to say. No, I'm not doing them all different colors. You know, there's only everything I haul out, I have to put back. And it looks like I might be able to fly out on Wednesday. That means there will be no video tomorrow or Wednesday, because tomorrow I'm going to go to my parents, and then Wednesday I'm going to the airport. But there will be other videos. They won't be stamping videos, but I will take some videos along the way so you can share in my journey. It's a little bit of a roller coaster with my dad. Yesterday I had a surge of hope because he had a better day, and I thought that maybe it was a urinary tract infection and he was going to get better. But today it was bad again. So we don't know what's going on. Okay, so what you can let me know what you like better, the aqua painting or the blends. I think they both are nice. I'm going to finish up on this side with the grass, and then I'll show you the glycerin technique. And then I have one other card that I want to show you. Oh, and here we just want to get in here a little bit too. I'm going to do a little bit of mossy meadow in here as well, just for a little depth. I think we did this trick the other day as well. There. And then we will go with the, let me see, this is the light. Then we'll blend it all together. There. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, the aqua painting is honestly one of my favorite techniques. It's so relaxing. It feels so artistic. It's great. There. And he's going to be nestling in some grass. There. Oh, he's looking nice, isn't he? Okay. So now I'm going to go with soft suede. We might as well finish him up. And we're going to give him a little, we'll see what happens. I still haven't done my homework to see what this creature actually looks like in real life. So I could be completely doing this wrong. Sometimes that gets me into trouble that I don't do my research. I shared a graphic the other day about the stamper's prayer and about, you know, paper not having bent edges, and you know, it was really cute. I had no idea that the original was from Lissa's Woolnook, and I'm sure that Eve also did not know that. But we find things online and we just think, oh, that's cute, and then we share. But then the original creator, whose work was stolen, copied, altered, they're not so happy about that. So I'm going to do this one just in soft suede and a little bit of ivory. And then you guys can tell me if you like him better or with a little bit of cinnamon. There. We always have a hard time leaving a little bit of white space. But if you leave too much white space, it's not good either. So I've got ivory here. So instead of... And it's amazing how dark the ivory really is. If you put this on a person, someone that was Laura's friend, Hillary, was here on the weekend. She's now the newest member of my team, so welcome, Hillary. It's such a great idea. If you've just discovered stamping, then you want to get the starter kit. Oh, I don't have the blender. Oh gosh, I need the color lifter. One sec. No. Color lifter is missing. Oh no, goodness gracious. The color lifter was here all along. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Hillary used the ivory on her bride and she said, oh goodness, this is like a bad spray tan. See, and I'm just lifting off a little bit. And we'll let him sit. He's pretty cute. He's pretty stinking cute. Okay, so now we're going to get to the glycerin thing. So you take your block, okay? Then we're going to take the Misty Moonlight. You can also use a few drops of re-inker, but I'm just going to do that. Then I'm going to take my glycerin, and I'm very gently going to just put a wee little bit on my block. I mean, if you had a dropper, that wouldn't be a bad thing, but you see, there's just a few drops there. Then we're going to take our sponge, flatten out the glycerin. See? Whoops, one of my hairs on there. And then dab it into the blue. Then we're going to put our stuff here. We're going to start off the paper. And you can just see how lovely and smooth it blends. I should have perhaps masked off, but I'm going to see how close I can get. If I would have masked off the mushrooms, I could have gotten a little bit closer. But isn't that just lovely? You can see it's kind of glistening a little bit. I'm going to go over it again and just darken it a bit. But you don't get streaky lines. If you used a sponge dauber, you might be able to get in a little bit closer. I'm being a little bit bold. Okay, it's working. Sometimes you just have to remember that you're only working with paper and it's okay to experiment. There we go. It just adds a richness to, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, and you can go on over it a few more times if you want to add a little bit more depth. Trying to get in a little bit closer. A little bit of a line is okay. There, I like that. So, I put the glycerin here and then I mix it with the ink and then I leave it. That's enough to last me for a good long while. So I'm just going to move this aside and we'll do it on this card that I finished already. So I'm just dipping it in again. When this runs out, we'll see how far it gets us. Let me move it out of the way. So you can see what a lovely color this is for the sky. And as I go down, it gets lighter. I'm just going right in there. There. Isn't that nice? So Louise, you asked about using it again. So now take a look at my block. I have no ink left, but I still have some bubbles of glycerin there. So what I'm going to do is just add a little more ink, dab up the glycerin, and mix it together. And now I don't have any more glycerin left, okay? So the last thing we're going to do, oh, maybe I want to get another color. Okay, I'm going to get another block, and we're going to do it with Granny Apple Green in a minute. First, we're going to color these leaves. And I have a dark mossy meadow here. I want these leaves in the middle to stand out a little bit. Okay. And now I've got a light mossy meadow. I don't know if this is a good one or not. Oh, it's not bad. You can tell that when your blends start getting old, the tip starts wearing out. Now you can give it a little haircut and it will go along a little bit longer, but not too long. And you don't want to work with inferior tools. I mean, they go a long ways before they die. It's just like pens. After a while, you have to get a new one. They run out of ink. Same thing with blender pens. They are faithful and good and true, but after a while, you just need to know when to call it quits and get a new one. Because when you're doing a hobby, you need to work with good tools. Otherwise, it's frustrating. There. And now, just to give it a little bit of a color variance, I'm just going to add a little bit of a lifter in here. There. And now I'm just going to grab another block. And I think I have a clean sponge. Yes. Okay. What color was I using for the sky? Oh, that was the new color. Oh goodness, I'm reading it in German. Misty Moonlight. Okay. And I tried to put all my Facebook Live on YouTube afterwards. So please check out my YouTube channel. You'll see all kinds of gems from a long, long time ago. I would love to get my viewers up. I have a lot of followers on YouTube, but the individual views per video are shockingly low. It's not good for my ego at all, I have to say. I am a little bit of a, yeah. I think anybody who is on social media and does their work that way, we do get a little bit bummed out when our numbers aren't good. Okay, so now look. See, it's an emboss resist with the leaves around the edge. And then I'm going to put a sentiment on there. I'm just playing. I had no idea if this was going to look nice or not. And I will show you later on what the finished card looks like. I'm just going to... I think it looks quite nice. Now, I'm going to see... I still have glycerin on my sponge. I'm not going to add any more because I want a bit more ink concentration. Now, I did not trim my leaf stamp. You can see a couple lines in there. I need to trim my stamp. You don't want lines, especially when you're embossing. And you can also see that this leaf is not as nice as the other ones. And you know what that means? It means that my Versamark pad is no longer as juicy as it should be. So then if your Versamark pad isn't juicy, then your powder won't stick to it as well. And then you can heat and heat and heat, and it's not going to get nice and white because there's just not enough powder there. So you should be re-inking your Versamark pad regularly. Just a few drops. It's kind of like those of us who have to dye our hair. You need to keep doing it. You can't just do it once and forget about it. So that was Glycerine, and that was the Hedgehog. And here he is with blends on one side and aqua painter on the other. And here he is with an emboss resist. So I'm going to flip the camera. And here I am. I'm just going to hold on to this, so it might have a little bit of a wiggle. I'm just too lazy to put it in the holder. But I wanted to talk to you for a sec because today is June 29th, which means tomorrow is June 30th, which means that's the last day to get the starter kit. So if you live in Canada, if you love to stamp, then please read my blog post today. I've kind of spelled it out, what it is to get the starter kit, what it means, what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you have to be another Pampered stamper. It doesn't mean that you have to sell to your friends and neighbors and have parties. It means just take advantage of the great deal. Get a great deal on your supplies. Share the catalogs. Do not assume who's going to be a stamper and who isn't. You never know. Even if the catalog goes to a family where the kids just want to color the images and cut them out and use them for collages, that's wonderful. Just don't throw those catalogs in the garbage, because that would be a terrible waste. Okay, so check out my blog post today, thepamperedstamper.com. You can click on the right-hand side. The catalogs are there if you need to see them. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message, because I'm here for you. And when you join my team, you automatically get to be part of my training group. If you are already on a wonderful team but you would like more training, you are welcome to join my group. It's only $5 a month. So let me know. I would love to have you. All right, have a super day, and I hope that you don't get to see me for 2 days. I hope that I will be packing and getting ready to fly. I'm ready for it. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Have a super day. Bye.